Hello, Pokemon trainers. It is Pokemon month at the library, and we are in week 2, which means it's plushie week. This week you get to pick up a Pokemon plushie that you get to make at home, and you've got a couple of choices. We've got Charmander, we've got Squirtle, we've got Bulbasaur, my favorite, and of course we have Pikachu. Supplies are limited, so make sure you come down to the downtown library to pick out your plushie. Everybody gets to take home one while supplies last. You can do it following my tutorial here, or you can wait until Friday, and we are doing a live Zoom call, and you can start your plushie with us. And if you get stuck, you can ask us any questions you need on our Zoom call. You'll have the password in your kit. Your kit's going to look like this. I'm going to be making a Bulbasaur today. So let's open this up and see what's inside. So here is my kit. You're going to want to be very careful while opening it because there is a needle in the bag, a sewing needle, and you don't want to poke yourself. So here is my stuffing. This is what's going to go inside my plushie. Here is my sewing thread. And here are my flannel pieces. And right here you can see my sewing needle. So it's right there. I'm going to set that aside so I don't accidentally poke myself. Keep it somewhere safe. Done with the bag. All right, here are my flannel pieces. I've got the Bulbasaur top. I've got some dots for my Bulbasaur. And it looks like I've got big ones and smaller ones. Perfect. And I've got a couple big white pieces here and some bigger red pieces and white pieces, and these will layer together to make my Bulbasaur's eyes, like that. Layer those together now. So it goes white, red, white. And there's that one. And those are going to be my eyeballs. I can set these aside too. We'll kind of need those in a little bit. Then I've got 2 layers of the big piece as well, as you can see here. And that's going to make my Bulbasaur. So I'm going to set aside, looks like I have in my kit 3 small pieces. Your kit may be slightly different, but they're all going to look adorable when we're done. And I'm going to keep the big dots out. So the big dots are going to go on my Bulbasaur's body. And for now, I don't need the second flannel piece. So just so I don't mess anything up, I'm going to set that aside here. We're going to need it later, but not for now. And I'm going to decide where I want my dots to be. So here is my Bulbasaur with its shell. I could even stick the eyeballs on for now, just to get an idea of what it's going to look like when it's done. And I can decide where to put my dot. I want him to have one there on his leg, one here, and maybe here. I can kind of shift these around just to decide where I want those dots. I think that looks pretty great. And I'm going to take the eyeballs back off so they're not in my way. Now I'm going to sew these on. And that means I'm going to need some thread. You don't want your thread piece to be too long. I like to do about a foot long. I can't quite stretch it out. But we want it in 2 layers. So you're going to loop your string around like this so that it creates a loop. Oops, there we go. A loop on this side. And you're going to need a pair of scissors to cut the string. And there we go. Now I get to thread my needle. We bought needles with nice big eyelets on them so that they're pretty easy for you to thread. There we go. Oh, I've made a mess. Let's see. There we go. Alrighty, and I want my ends to meet my ends together the best I can. And now I'm going to tie a bunch of knots so I get a nice big knot there at the end. Alrighty, there is my nice big knot in my thread. Now it's time for me to start sewing on my dots. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off just so it's not in my way. I like to start from the underside because when I do that, my knot is hidden. There we go. See that? Now my knot will be on the inside of my plushie and it won't be visible. And I'm going to do a wrap stitch here, which means I'm going to come out of the dot and then go back in on the blue. So come out the green, go back in the blue. This is going to make a really pretty stitch pattern. And you'll see it come together after about 3 stitches. So then from the underside, I'm going to poke my needle through, kind of jab it through till I get it where I want it. And then I can pull it all the way through. And so out the green, back in the blue. Very good. And see how the stitches look? And I'm going to go all the way around this dot, and then I'm going to do the same for the rest of them. So I'm running out of thread. It's pretty short here. That's all I have left. Now what do I do? Really easy. You're just going to snip your sewing needle off, set that aside, and you're going to tie a knot, and you're going to rethread some string and keep going. Now that I have my dots attached, I'm going to figure out where I want to place my eyes. All right, I think that looks great. And now I'm going to sew just the big parts on for now. I'm going to do another wrap stitch and then I'm going to come back through to do the little dots. Now that I have my eyes attached, I'm going to go ahead and do the dots in the eyes as well. I'm going to attach the forehead dots. It's time to attach the bulb, I suppose, to my Bulbasaur. And I'm going to do a little shortcut. Since when I attach this back piece, I'm going to have to sew all the way around here anyway. I'm just going to attach this part here, and then when I sew my 2 pieces together, I'm going to do all 3 layers, 1, 2, 3, at the same time. So I'm just going to attach this portion right here before I move on to attach our back piece. Alright, so now that I have this portion sewn on, I am ready to attach the back of my plushie to the front. I'm going to sew all the way around the border, but I am going to leave a small hole here so that I can put the stuffing in. And once I'm done stuffing it, I will close that up as well. I've sewn my last section, my plushie is done. That was fun. I hope that you have fun making your plushies as well. If you find that you're stuck or need some help, please join us this Friday at 4 o'clock on our Zoom call, and we can help you out from there. Thank you so much for doing this with me. I hope you continue to participate in Pokemon Month. Have a great rest of your week.